No PR stunt, no interview tears, just cold, calculated legal fire. And what she's fighting for isn't just her reputation, it's the foundation of a billion-dollar empire. The timing couldn't be worse. Videos from inside Chinese factories allegedly showing Hermès bags being produced outside of France have gone viral. But the twist? These whistleblowers claim Kim was part of the cover-up, that every time a scandal leaked, she posted a jaw-dropping Birkin to bury the headlines. Now, she's being accused of helping Hermès protect their luxury illusion. Kim says it's all lies, and this time, she isn't walking away. She's launching a full-scale legal retaliation. It started with a single video, but what followed was an internet explosion. Footage leaked from inside a Chinese factory appeared to show Hermès bags being stitched together on industrial tables, not in the iconic French workshops customers have come to expect. The illusion of handcrafted in France was suddenly under fire. But the story didn't stop with Hermès. It took a sharp turn when eagle-eyed internet users began dissecting timelines, matching TikTok clips and Reddit rumors with celebrity posts. And standing at the center of it all, Kim Kardashian. According to the manufacturers behind the leak, Kim wasn't just a bystander, she was a player in the game. They claimed that whenever whispers of Hermes outsourcing surfaced, Kim posted carefully curated Birkin content that immediately stole headlines. Not just any bags, exotic skins, diamond-studded hardware, vault reveals of ultra-rare pieces. The kind of flexes that dominate social media and distract from anything else. And the timing? Too perfect to be random. Factory insiders allege it was all part of a strategy to shift focus away from scandal and back onto luxury envy. The accusations felt like betrayal to many of her fans. For years, Kim had been celebrated as the ultimate luxury fashion icon, the woman who made Birkin bags a cultural symbol. But now, that admiration turned to suspicion. Was her love for Hermès genuine? Or was she a well-paid illusionist helping mask a billion-dollar deception? Social media erupted, fashion watchdogs took notice, and the question stopped being, did Kim know? It became, how deep was she in? This was no longer just about handbags. It was the beginning of a scandal that could tear through the fabric of the luxury world, and Kim was no longer untouchable. Kim Kardashian didn't issue a carefully worded PR statement. She didn't hop on Instagram Live to defend herself. She went for the jugular. In a move that stunned both fans and critics, Kim filed a bombshell defamation lawsuit against the Chinese manufacturers who named her in the Hermès scandal. Her legal team came out swinging, accusing them of reputational sabotage, commercial defamation, and calculated brand damage. This wasn't a subtle pushback. This was a declaration of war. And the message was clear. If you try to drag Kim Kardashian's name through the mud, prepare to face consequences. The lawsuit wasn't vague or symbolic, it was surgical. Kim's lawyers claim the accusations were designed to weaponize her fame, drive media attention, and shift public anger away from Hermès and onto her. They allege that she never had any knowledge of Hermès' outsourcing practices, never signed deals linking her posts to scandal timelines, and never took a single dollar for damage control promotions. According to her legal team, Kim was being used, targeted for maximum impact because of her influence. She wasn't part of a cover-up, they argue. She was the bait in a larger game of luxury industry manipulation. But behind the legal language, there's something even bigger at stake. This lawsuit isn't just about protecting her name, it's about protecting an empire. Kim Kardashian isn't just a celebrity. She's a brand built on power, trust, and control. Every endorsement, every business partnership, every valuation of Skims or private equity deal hinges on her credibility. If that collapses, it doesn't just hurt her image, it shatters a billion-dollar foundation. That's why this lawsuit isn't a reaction, it's a battle plan. And Kim is prepared to fight not just for herself, but for everything she's built. Kim may have launched the first legal strike, but the Chinese manufacturers didn't flinch. In fact, they doubled down. Within days of her lawsuit making headlines, the factory insiders publicly accused Kim of trying to weaponize her fame to silence the truth. They didn't just deny her claims, they challenged her to prove them. And then they raised the stakes. If pushed any further, they would leak everything. Emails, contracts, shipment records, marketing briefs, receipts that could expose what they claim was a carefully crafted illusion. one that allegedly tied Hermes, PR strategists, and celebrity influencers into a synchronized campaign of distraction. And then came the quote that broke the internet. "We didn't reach out to her. Hermes did. She was their escape plan." That line alone sparked chaos online. Fashion bloggers, industry insiders, and viral creators began dissecting what it meant. If Hermes had proactively involved Kim, what did she know? And when did she know it? Was she genuinely unaware of the brand's internal panic? Or was she the final piece of their luxury smokescreen? The implication was devastating. Not only was Kim possibly in the loop, she may have been a key player in helping Hermes control the narrative. But this wasn't just public mudslinging. The whistleblowers began building a case of their own. They framed her lawsuit as an intimidation tactic, a desperate attempt to shut down voices exposing a luxury lie. According to their legal reps, this wasn't about slandering Kim for clicks. It was about pulling back the curtain on one of fashion's most powerful illusions. And if Kim's team kept pushing in court, they promised to respond not with denial, but with data. This wasn't just a PR battle anymore. It was a race to expose or bury the truth. The court filings were barely dry before the internet exploded. TikTok creators began stitching together clips of Kim flaunting exotic Birkins with dates of Hermes controversies. Timeline after timeline surfaced, showing an eerie pattern. Every time a scandal leaked from the factories, Kim just happened to post something stunning. Crocodile Birkins, diamond hardware, limited edition bags that only a handful of people on Earth could ever touch. And the captions? Always carefully worded, always mysterious. Viewers started asking the question no one had dared to say out loud. Was this all just a coincidence, or was it carefully timed damage control? Reddit threads turned into full-blown investigations. Frame-by-frame analysis of TikToks revealed matching timestamps, locations, even luxury brand hashtags that mirrored Hermes PR language. Some users called it the Birkin drop playbook. Others simply called it manipulation. YouTubers joined in, dropping expose videos with titles like "Kim's Birkin obsession was a distraction." One video soared past 10 million views in just 2 days. The term BirkinGate trended globally, and suddenly Kim wasn't being admired. She was being dissected. Every post, every bag, every subtle nod to Hermes became part of a viral investigation. And the shift was seismic. The same audience that once idolized Kim for her fashion taste now viewed her with suspicion. Luxury fans began to feel duped. The narrative that she was just a style icon crumbled as people questioned whether she had knowingly become the face of a fraud. Was she using her influence to manipulate public perception? Was her brand loyalty genuine or paid for? The internet's mood had changed. Kim's silence was no longer graceful, it was damning. And the once aspirational queen of luxury was now seen by many as a possible accomplice to deception. What Kim's team may not have fully anticipated was the legal minefield they were stepping into. In filing a defamation suit, they opened the door to discovery, a process that could force both parties to submit every relevant piece of communication. Emails, texts, call logs, even draft captions and deleted messages could now be subpoenaed. And that's exactly what the Chinese manufacturers are pushing for. They want everything laid bare. Because if they can prove coordination between Hermes and Kim, even once, it turns the whole lawsuit upside down. This is where the real tension begins. Discovery isn't just a legal formality, it's a potential explosion waiting to happen. If the manufacturers can produce even a single message linking Kim to Hermes during a scandal cycle, the court of public opinion won't wait for a verdict. And if Kim's team refuses to comply, it raises even more questions. What are they trying to hide? Why resist transparency if there's truly nothing there? For a woman who's built an empire on curated openness, televised weddings, confessional interviews, and luxury hauls, the threat of actual transparency may be her most dangerous enemy. Behind closed doors, this isn't about defamation anymore. It's about control. Kim's team wants to dictate the story, protect her image, and defend the billion-dollar brand built around her persona. But if the manufacturers push discovery through, Kim's private world could become public evidence. And that changes everything. Because if even one document shows she knew more than she claimed, her empire of influence begins to crack. And once that happens, no PR team, no carefully crafted Instagram post can put the illusion back together. At first glance, this may look like a celebrity lawsuit over handbags, but what's unfolding behind the scenes threatens the entire luxury fashion industry. If the Chinese manufacturers back up their claims with hard evidence, proof that Hermes outsourced production to factories while continuing to market their products as handcrafted in France, it won't just be Hermes in the crosshairs. It will be every luxury house that's relied on similar secrecy. Because if one brand falls, the dominoes start to tip. And no one, from Louis Vuitton to Chanel, is ready for that kind of exposure. What makes this moment so dangerous for the luxury world is that it isn't being driven by journalists or regulators, it's being driven by the public. Consumers who once romanticized luxury brands are now questioning everything. Social media has become a courtroom, and influencers are no longer immune to scrutiny. If fans find out they've been sold lies, $20,000 bags made in anonymous factories, luxury craftsmanship reduced to marketing spin, it could shatter trust across the board. And in an industry built on illusion, trust is everything. Kim Kardashian might be the face of this lawsuit, but what she's really defending isn't just her own reputation, it's the fantasy that keeps luxury brands alive. The dream that exclusivity means integrity, that a label equals authenticity. But if the receipts come out, and if even part of this narrative proves true, it won't matter how famous the faces are or how iconic the brands once seemed. The illusion will be broken, and once it is, there's no putting it back together. While Kim fights in court and the internet spirals into chaos, Hermes, the brand at the heart of the controversy, has remained eerily quiet. No public statement, no denial, not even a vague acknowledgement. And in a scandal this loud, silence isn't neutral, it's strategic. Insiders say Hermes is in crisis mode behind closed doors. Emergency PR briefings, legal consultations, and internal investigations are reportedly underway. Boutique staff in major cities have allegedly been instructed not to comment on anything related to production practices. The brand known for discretion is now facing a storm it can't quietly ignore. But the silence is starting to backfire. Public trust is eroding, and customers are demanding answers. Social media is flooded with posts asking why Hermes hasn't shown their factories, clarified their supply chain, or defended Kim if she truly was an uninvolved fan. The brand's refusal to speak has turned skepticism into suspicion. For many, the lack of response feels like an admission. And in the luxury world, perception is power. When the illusion of control slips, even a little, it can unravel everything. Worse still, rumors are mounting that Hermes isn't just protecting its image. It may be protecting legal exposure. Whistleblowers claim the brand is scrambling to cover its tracks, possibly pressuring employees to sign fresh NDAs and scrubbing internal records. If even part of that is true, it means the stakes are far higher than just bad press. It suggests Hermes is bracing for something big, something explosive. And if their silence continues, the court of public opinion won't wait around. In today's viral age, staying quiet is the loudest statement of all. Just when it seemed the scandal had peaked, the Chinese manufacturers made their boldest move yet. They claim they're sitting on evidence so explosive it could break the entire case wide open and possibly fracture the luxury industry in the process. We're not talking anonymous leaks or social media hearsay. We're talking actual documents, internal marketing briefs, direct communications between PR reps and influencers, shipment logs, and even payment records allegedly linking Hermes to coordinated celebrity distractions. And now, they're threatening to go nuclear. If Kim doesn't back down, they say they'll leak it all and let the public decide what's real. One statement in particular sent shockwaves through social media. She wanted control. Now she'll get exposure. It was a direct shot at Kim Kardashian's empire, one built on image, curation, and dominance over the narrative. The whistleblowers are daring her to continue the lawsuit, betting she won't risk what they claim to have in their files. If these documents show even a hint of coordination or payment, it doesn't just invalidate her lawsuit, it sets fire to everything she's built. And for a woman whose power rests on perfection, that kind of exposure could be catastrophic. But this isn't just a celebrity clash anymore. This is a collision between influence and accountability, between billion-dollar branding and the receipts that threaten to unravel it all. If the manufacturers release what they claim to have, this won't be limited to Hermes or Kim. It will trigger an industry-wide reckoning, one that could expose the inner workings of how luxury, marketing, and celebrity culture have quietly collaborated behind closed doors. This isn't about handbags, it's about power. And the moment those files drop, no brand, no matter how iconic, will be safe from the fallout. What started as whispers from factory floors has now ignited a global scandal. Kim Kardashian thought a lawsuit would silence the noise, but instead, it amplified it. The more she pushes back, the more questions rise. And as threats of leaked contracts, marketing briefs, and behind-the-scenes deals loom, the foundation of luxury branding teeters on collapse. This isn't just a reputational crisis, it's a full-blown identity crisis for an industry built on mystique. Because if even part of this scandal holds weight, the illusion that luxury equals transparency, authenticity, and exclusivity may never recover. Kim isn't just fighting to protect her name. She's fighting to preserve the fantasy that made her a billionaire. But the internet is no longer buying the dream without receipts. And if those receipts surface, the ripple effects will be brutal. For Kim, for Hermès, for every brand that sold a carefully packaged lie. So the real question isn't whether the truth will come out. It's how much will survive when it does. If you think this is over, think again. Because the next leak could change everything. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on, and do you think the luxury industry will ever recover?